Hi folks, I'm Dave with Phototropics, and today is actually April 1st, the first day of our 30-day photo challenge. So check us out here on that, be a part of that journey, and please share with us any photos that you might take during the challenge. We'd love to see them, and we'll probably get to share as many as we can. But today is the final day of our topic, our ongoing topic of the exposure triangle. And this is the third part in that it's focusing on the aperture. The aperture setting, lots of times, like on a Canon, it is the AV or aperture value, aperture priority setting. What does your aperture do? Well, first of all, take a look at this little diagram here, and you'll notice right from the beginning that it's kind of counterintuitive. Smaller numbers or f-stops will give you a larger aperture. Now, that just seems kind of weird. I don't know where the number system comes from. I just work with it. Just so you know, for myself, I typically kind of shoot somewhere in the middle. As a real estate photographer, I don't need a lot of depth of field. I want to get as much in focus as possible so that clients can take a look and say, okay, I can see the house. But I also have to fight against the fact that there's usually low lighting in a house. So I want to get it small enough so that I can get a great depth of field, get a larger depth of field, but not cut out too much light. So usually I shoot around 7, 8, around in that area. So if your type of work will dictate that you need either a deeper or shallower depth of field, that will also affect your lens because of the three aspects of the exposure triangle. The aperture is the only one that takes place in the lens, and so that will dictate what kind of lens that you purchase. Again, a lens that has a smaller aperture maximum, you might say. I have one lens that has 2.8, and then I have another one that is 4, an f-stop of 4. So typically, the one that has the narrower view of area or range of f-stop will be cheaper. So, but if you're looking to get a lot of depth of field out of your photo, you'll want to possibly have to pay a little bit more to get that wider range of aperture sizes. Now, another thing that you have to be careful of is that some will show you a variable aperture, meaning that as you zoom in and out, the aperture will automatically adjust. And personally, if I want to have control of that, so if I put a specific aperture in, I want it to stay there, and I will work with that because I want a specific outcome. That's something you need to keep in mind. Again, aperture is something that you can work with by itself by setting the aperture priority, or AV is what I see on my camera. And what will happen is that everything else will be automated, whereas you will be able to manipulate the aperture size yourself. And then everything else will fall in line behind that. So try that out during a 30-day photo challenge. Again, share with us your photos, and if you have any comments, concerns, or personal beliefs, please put them in the comments section down below.